Sound, what up? You are now tuned into the Break Free Podcast Show. Boy, wicked beat. Blang, blang, blang. Break free. Worldwide. Break free. Worldwide. Break free. Worldwide. Break free. Worldwide.
Peace world, what up? This is Jeremy.
Mario from Habakoro.
Yes, and we're here on a very special day. Much love to the B-boy, B-girl, DJ, artist community. Y'all can't see this right now, but Mario's son, Pup is breaking.
Yeah, he's
right?
breaking it. He's breaking in the background.
Yes, he's feeling the vibes, authentic hip-hop vibes, and that's what we try to do at Break Free, is to just bring the authenticity of peace, love, unity, and having fun. And we try to bring and highlight artists that we know that we think carry those same ideals and beliefs and have done it for a long time. And that certainly is the case with our special guest today. What can you say about special guest today, bro?
Our special guest today, I'm honored to call him a very dear friend of mine. Mm-hmm. He's a legend in the game. He's also a game changer. Mm-hmm. From the East Coast, he's from Philly. Single-handedly brought back the dance culture to the New York City. Man, I can say a lot about him, dude. Sometimes me and him will call each other, and we talk about dance for 45 minutes for an hour. We kind of talk about it like a science. I always enjoy my conversations with him. I've enjoyed just knowing him over the past few years and getting to know who he is and what he does. But without any further ado, our special guest, as you may already know, if you follow us on Instagram,
But you should know,
is Cricket.
Cricket, make some noise for our boy. What's up, Crick? Looking good, bro.
You're looking handsome, bro.
Young and handsome. That boy looking young and handsome.
You never age, bro. You're like this. You're stuck at 40.
I feel the years.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel different.
How old are you now, man?
I'm 47.
47?
Oh man.
You look like 32.
Yeah.
My knees don't feel like it.
Yeah, I think for every hip hop artist, everybody feels like 25, but their knees feel like 82. It's the knees. The knees is the game changer, man.
Crick, did I ever tell you how I got to know you? Like how I got to know of you? Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
So, all right, so you know Little John, B-Boy Little John from our crew. You know him very well.
Yeah.
And Little John was actually part of my younger crew. They were called Visual Rhythm, and they would always hang out with us. And so they would always hang out, VR Troopers. And they would always hang out with the older dancers. So they got to see freestyle dance back when it was still freestyle dance back in the day. And so he comes from that game, right? So I think he saw you battling with the Japanese crew at UK Champs against Style Elements. Is that true?
That's right. Yeah, I was
Okay.
with Second to None.
Second to None.
They were a UK group. Yeah.
Wow. I
Okay.
didn't even know that.
So you battled against Style Elements
Was second to none?
with Second to
Yeah.
None.
What?
Yeah.
And Little John saw you in that clip, and then he hits me up and goes, yo, there's this dude named Cricket, you need to see him. So he pulls up the clip, and we were just like, whoa, this dude's like, you're nasty. Like, first of all, you were murdering it that day.
What year was
Thank
that?
you, man.
Hey, what year was that?
90. I would say 96 or 97.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yo, he was killing. Yo, Style Elements got mad at him.
I think I've seen second in
Yo.
the Style Elements, but I don't think I remember. I have to go back and watch.
He's a dude that slid on his stomach and picked himself up like that off the ground.
What? Wait a second. It's all coming back to me now.
Little cocky little
No
bastard.
way, bro.
That was him.
Wow.
That was good.
What's the backstory behind that, Crick? How did you link up with Second and None?
I was on tour in the UK, Scotland, and England at the time. And, Kevy Kev?
Yes? Renegade?
Yeah. DJ Renegade. I was hanging out with his little brother and his crew. They were B-boys. And I don't know how I would I would hang out in clubs. Like, dude, I was hanging out like every night. And one club I went to, second to none would be there. And bro, you know how mean they look in person? Like, or they look like they were the nicest dudes ever, bro. Like, and I would practice, and I would practice with these dudes, man. And they, I would train with them, and I forgot which member. And they blessed me with a lot of good training tips, man. Some of the trainers do that, and they were like, "Yo, we're battling at the UK champs. Do you want to battle with us?" And I was, if I knew of what was going on, I wouldn't have said yeah. But I'm like, oh, word battle? Oh, UK champs? Okay, cool. I didn't know it was gonna be like USA versus UK. Like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this country versus country thing. So I show up. I was like, yo, I'm coming after the show.
Biggest battle ever.
Yeah, dude. I thought it was like a. So I'm like, okay, after the show, come, bro. After the show, I go and I see in this big auditorium. Nah, dude, it can't be. Then I go in there, and then it's like like a freaking stadium. And at those times, like, I don't think I ever been to a b-boy battle that huge before, man. So I was torqued out, man. I was hyped, and then I come out. I think I jumped out when they were battling the German crew. And I came out, and then when I come out, I'm seeing like, oh god, the vibe is crazy. Legs was mad at me. Everybody was pissed at me, bro. I didn't know the thing. My whole thing was, okay, I'm figuring it out. But then everybody was pissed. But at the same time, if somebody dissed me, I'm not going to eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to give and take.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But it was.
Yeah, so he showed me that clip of you, and I was like, oh, we were all bugging out on you, whatever. And then there was a time, a good 5 years, where we were going to New York a whole lot, and at least 3 times a year. And one of those times I went with John, and we would always go to Club Shelter. This is back when when Club Shelter was up a Canal Street. And so we went over there, and we were already about to leave, and then you show up. You would always show up late for some reason. And so Little John saw you like across the club, and he goes, "Cricket's here!" And he runs up to you, and he's like super happy to meet you and stuff. He introduced me to you, but I don't think we got to vibe with you that night. I think we were on our way out, and then you stayed. And then I was in New York again, like in the early 2000s or something. Yeah, 2001. And I was hanging out with Technique, and we went to Club Shelter again, but this time it was at a different spot. They had moved. And then me and him are dancing all night, whatever. And then here you come, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, just walking. You just showing up
for some reason. For some reason.
And so then I saw you. I don't think I talked to you that night, but I recognized you, right? And I was like, "Oh, now I gotta stay because now I want to watch this dude dance." Because I had only seen you dance one time,
Just on that video.
Just on the video. But from that video, like, carried me over. Like, so I stayed, and me and you actually danced. Like, me, you, and Technique kind of like shared a cypher for a brief moment. And then we split shortly after. And then I saw you at Hold Down. And then we talked. We finally got to talk at Hold Down when Hold Down was in Houston. And then we became friends ever since. And we've done a bunch of stuff since then, you know what I'm saying? But that was like how I got to meet you and got to know you. But it was all through Little John. Little John's the one that put me onto you. Like, yo, you got to check out this dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Little John's like, he's a big fan of yours, man. He loves you, dude.
Man, I'm a big fan of the crew. It's funny how I had to learn about Havoc Coral because the name is dope, but I didn't know it was 2 different crews at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember I had some friends from Texas.
Could you turn it up, Josh, a little?
And I think we saw you guys first. You got style elements. And Moy looked like he was like 11.
A little more.
Yo, Moy had like no shirt on and like shorts.
Yeah.
And I think that's when y'all were blazing. Y'all just had these blazing air flares. Y'all had a crazy style. Y'all had a crazy abstract style. But then a friend of mine that was from Texas, he was like, "Yo, Crick, they freestyle dance too," and I was. He goes, "They got an older." He goes, "Those are the younger dudes. They got an older group. They got an older kids." And he showed me footage. It looked like it was in somebody's shed. There was footage. It was like a video. It looked like somebody's shed, and then there was another battle in a gymnasium. And it was like, and it wasn't all half a pro. There was some people that was there. He was pointing out, okay, that's this dude. And then after that, I didn't see any of the freestyle end until Out for Fame.
Oh yeah.
And that's when,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when, I mean, y'all weren't being shy about mixing a little bit of breaking with freestyle hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think before that, you know, the only group that wasn't shy about it was Circle of Fire.
Circle of Fire,
Yeah,
yeah.
Circle of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm in step teams, and yo, we got cheated. We got shitted on a lot. We had to argue. We were constantly arguing because we would miss. You know, and I carried that stigma even after UK champs, bro. It's so funny that so many people talking to me about it because I left feeling crazy, like yo, because I used to mix so much
Yeah.
that when I left, I got to get my breaking tight because people are gonna, you know, what I mean, see me in that light. So I was like extra, you know, training and breaking after that, as opposed to just kind of doing a freestyle per se I used to have all the time.
What did you classify yourself back then? Like when you were mixing it up, what did you call yourself, a b-boy? Did you call yourself like what did you call yourself? When people would ask you like, what do you dance? What would you say?
It was I would, you know, I don't know, man, because I would say that people started calling me b-boy cricket, but I would just dance, bro. I would just show up and just freak out, man.
Bug out, yeah.
Because my whole thing was dance. I would say after the Chronic came out, man, it became not cool to dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of my friends that were just dancing, we weren't even calling it house dance. Everybody would just say we're going clubbing or all the just stop. So then I started going to raves as well as house clubs, and we were starting to see breaking come back at a lot of the raves and stuff. And then I got beat up for dancing by some dudes. and then a friend of mine was telling me, "Yo, we gotta." And the dudes that rushed me, they would tell people that they danced like New York. So I was like, "Damn, these dudes suck." So I guess people in New York must suck. And then my friend, so he was like, "Oh no," he was like, "Craig, you got to come to this club, New York." And he was about a club called the Sound Factory. And you know, by this time, I thought dance was dying, bro. I just thought it was, you know, dying. Man, I went to this club in New York. It was insane, bro. I got to understand and know why New York at that time was they were light years beyond everybody, man. In breaking, in hip hop, in what we call house. They were just, it was like, bro, it was like watching new technology. You just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'd seen like the most, maybe 3 90s back then, maybe 4. Bro, Cyclone was in the club. He hit 9, and then dropped into a hollow back. And I'd never seen hollow backs before. I'm like, what the fuck? So, to me, when breaking was just something to add into my repertoire of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just thing. And
on that note, I've come to understand, and coming from, you know, I started dancing in 2006, but I, of course, under the tutelage of Havocoro and the school of Havocoro philosophy, which is made up of cricket philosophy and everything along that with that. The 90s, like I've always learned to view styles in a way. Like I view styles as foundation, meaning like the style of breaking is foundation. The style of house is foundation. You know what I mean? The style of popping is all of these styles for me. I just categorize them as foundation, and that's what you build your style upon. So whenever you ask a
Right.
dancer like you or even Mario, who can be considered like freestyle dancers or like hard to categorize, I think these are the type of dancers. You guys are the type of dancers that have really found that you have your foundation, and from there it's just dance. At that
Yeah.
point, like you have your skill set, you have your repertoire, and then at that point, it's up to you to choose to pick and choose where you pulling from, and what vibe you're riding, what wave you're riding, and that's dance at the end of the day.
Yeah, me and you talked about this before, but we had a similar journey where we weren't we weren't really house dancing, we weren't really b-boying, and we were kind of like stuck in the middle, like in this twilight zone, like
Purgatory.
where do we go? You know what I'm saying? And it was a very difficult time for me as a dancer because I worked so hard to be original and to have my own vocabulary, but no one wanted to talk to me about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Can't relate.
you can't relate. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like now is the perfect time to come back and be like, because people are doing their own thing now,
Yeah.
and they're developing new styles, and I think right now is the perfect time for freestyle or that mentality to come back, and
Yeah.
it actually has come back, but I'm talking to come back for myself. Like now I'm able to dip in and maybe pass on knowledge or even learn new things because now it's widely accepted as you could go this route and not get ridiculed for it, which I
Yeah.
think is really, really dope.
Yes. You know, and this is just my opinion, man. I feel like, that freedom is in a lot of the hip hop dancers I see now, man. They are all around the world. They're getting out of control. I love it, man, because you don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna see when I see these hip hop dancers go, bro. I'm like, I don't know what's. Whereas some of the house dancers, a lot of the dancers are getting there, and it's not their teacher's fault because their teachers are are trying to get them open and are having this dialogue with them. But these freestyle dancers, man, they are so creative. So and when I'm talking creative, I think a lot of dancers are thinking, I want to see explosive or it's a mind game. It's creativity, not
Right.
it's not power and strength or blow ups. It's creativity, man.
Yeah.
Mixing this move with this move, playing with this timing, playing with this rhythm. You know, I think every creator, every dancer, when they get deep enough, they fix. Everybody has a different approach to music, man. Everybody has a different approach to their body. Everybody has a different approach, and I think once trap dancers, students in that, like, okay, man, you keep take away stuff from them and throw them out there, then their real will come out because a lot of dancers, man, in house they lay on foundation like this. And just okay, let me run some foundation. Everybody goes, yay, but it's like, okay, bro, we teach that in class. What's outside of that? You know what I mean? Whereas I guess we're places where there's a lot of gray area. Like in freestyle, bro, they give you like a lot of concepts. The foundation is very loose. So that gives the dancers or these dancers start to just go to all these places where you're like, what's going on? So I love that. I love that about freestyle dance, right? Freestyle hip hop. I'm inspired more by a lot of the, you know, freestyle hip hop dudes and girls now because they're stretching, man. They're stretching it hard.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I've seen some of the younger guys and what they're exploring now and what they're giving back. And that's just a maturity thing because all these guys at one point started, 10 years ago, whatever, but now they have a lot of foundation they've built upon, a lot of vocabulary, and their musicality is on point. So when they finally go touch the floor, man, they're just doing some beautiful work, man. Like I'm just like blown away, dude, and it's freaking dope to see these guys do that type of work right now.
Yeah, I think there's like in a way, if we're in the middle of it already, if not definitely approaching like we're at the cusp of it, like a renaissance era for dance. I feel like, especially with everything going on in the world right now, man, like dance has always been something that is taking what is going on in the world and then spit it back out and then turn something beautiful from it. So I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic on, like, I totally agree, like the level is high in all areas, man. Like technically, like b-boys, b-girls, house poppers, they're all doing crazy technical things more so than ever before, and then I think in a way, whenever we match that with the feeling and the intensity and like what's been going on in the world, and like I said, we spit that back out, it's going to be something beautiful, man. Like whenever these events start happening again, I think this might be the catalyst for it. To look on the bright side of things, of course, like there's a lot of dark things going on in the world and things are being figured out. It's still a journey and it's still a fight. I think we can look at dance as something that can, on the optimistic side of it, like I'm already seeing it. I'm seeing like some of my favorite dancers post rounds and I see them like leveling up. But I know when everyone starts to get together, that final piece of it, like when we all start getting together again, it's going to be a renaissance, man. I really believe that. I'm hopeful for that. I'm optimistic for that.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I wanted you to be on this show primarily is because of the way you approach dance and the way you teach it. There's a lot of amazing teachers out here. All the guys from Breakthrough are amazing teachers. But one thing that I like about you is that you like to teach in a way where the artist gets to explore themselves, right? And you give them the assets and the tools to figure that out. And you'll sit there and watch it like a professor. Like you'll sit there, and I've seen your students like grow rapidly. In a very short period of time, they become like really high skill level dancers because of the way you're able to help them dig it all out. And that's the way I was taught. You remind me of my teacher when I first came up. Like he helped me like digest it, like see it, digest it, and spit it out, like what Jeremy just said, in a way where I could do that on my own. And that's what you teach. Yeah, you get exactly like learning tools. Like you gave them, you teach them how to teach themselves. That's the best way I could put it. And I think people need to know that about you, and I think they should reach out to you even more from all over the world, because I think you could do that with any style, whether it be popping, house, breaking, hip hop. Like you're able to help these kids, just get better.
Thank you, man. You know, I think was the catalyst. I sucked so bad back when I first started. Yeah, I was the worst, and I was always asking for help. And I ask a lot of questions where some of the questions might be stupid, but it's like it just easy answers never work for me. If somebody's like, don't be on your back too long, I'd be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I'd be like, what is it? Eventually, all my questions, I figured out like nobody's gonna answer the questions that I have. I'm gonna have to start to answer them, and that became me. Like anytime I would go to the club some nights. I'd pay, drop all that dough. So people, I guess, by the time I started going to New York and started going late, that's when when I felt like the music was the best. But when I first started going to New York, I'd get into the club early, like pretty early. I wouldn't dance, man. Some nights I wouldn't dance at all. I would just watch people. I would dance, but not dance like I would just dance to dance. But then watch dancers to try to figure it out, and then start asking questions. Look at a dancer, ask a question like, "Why are they doing that?" To the point where, Brooklyn Terry used to hate it because I used to ask him questions like, "What are you talking about?" But I was just always asking, and then trying to make things make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and Mario, you can attest to this. When I was 14, the kids that were like 14 to 16 and 17 is like 20 years in kid years. You know what I mean? The, the kids that were like 16 and 17 were so dope.
Yeah.
And there was no class. And you would be like, yo, what are they doing? What are they doing? You just, so I never lost that chasing. I was always chasing the dancers that understood something better than me. And then when I did get better at things, it wasn't working harder at times where it was working smarter. It was just like it would be just like a change more, and then it would change everything, or it would be like use your head, or like throw a wave in between everything. Just something like that would just change. I had friends, man, in the I don't know I don't know if everybody remember the Roots. You know the rap group The Roots?
Yeah.
They had two beatboxers in their group back in the day. They had Rozelle, and they had a dude named Scratch. And Scratch was a freestyle dancer. And I swear, man, I could be wrong. I'd say maybe a year. He would just not dance. He would be in the club just playing with these wave joints. He would, and it was just and then dog, after that year, he started jumping on everybody. Oh my God. He was king. He was the king of our generation in Philly and Jersey. He was the king. And I never lost sight of that. Like, yo, this dude just stopped. He dropped everything and just started to explore this stuff that he was playing with, and then put the smash on us, man. So those are the things that kind of shaped the kind of teacher I am. It was approach, it was timing, it was these different, and then I would always, and me always asking questions. Abstract too would get sick of me because I would always ask him questions like, yo, what are you doing? Or what? He'd be like, yo, what are you talking? You know what I mean? I was always trying to understand the process of dance, not from b-boys, from poppers to house dancers. If I saw something that attracted my eye, I wanted to understand it and understand the process, what was going into it.
Yeah, I think you start to get more out of what you put in whenever you approach it like that. Yeah. And I think in particular in the breaking scene, a lot of the new generation b-boys and b-girls, they experience the opposite of that, meaning like they'll hammer away and develop a regimen where they practice every single day without having time to reflect or absorb or research and connect these dots. Mm-hmm. I think when you speak about that, like you have to, in order to properly get the most out of your input and output the best thing, like you have to connect the dots, and that creates more productivity and shapes your diversity as a dancer. I use like this quarantine and everything going on as an example, and like us being a little bit busier more than usual here at Break Free. It's like there was in the beginning of the year I was dancing like every day, and then because of the circumstances going around, I was forced to like take a break for like 2 weeks or a week or so. But in that time, whether it was reading a book or having a conversation or whatever it may be, watching something, like sometimes that could be more productive than hammering away in a dojo every single day. You know what I mean? I think people need to realize that. That goes back to approach.
Yeah. No, that definitely was something we practiced too. It's like stepping away from the work and even stepping away from music, so that when you hear music on the weekend, it sounds fresh, mm-hmm. and the energy's there, and new things are allowed to work themselves out because you gave yourself a break and not overthought it. You know what I'm saying? We used to do that a lot, back in the day. Now we have no choice but not to practice because I'm so busy. But I still, what I do is I practice in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like these days, I'm just practicing in my mind.
You be going off, huh?
Yeah, I'll go off like, oh, shoot.
He said, shoot.
Nah, but that's what I do now.
You don't even know.
That's what I do now. But I've been doing that since day one. I used to practice in my head since day one, and that's where new ideas would come.
Yeah. I think the quote unquote freestyle community or like the all styles community, I think not to compare, but I think definitely that's more embedded in that culture than the breaking scene. Yeah. And I don't mean that to like call out or anything. I think it might just be more of a connection and the way things are promoted and workshop wise, and might be a pros and cons thing. But I think any dancer, whatever, regardless of styles, needs to benefit from that, knowing when, like you said, to work smarter instead of working harder. and knowing when to dial back and
Yeah,
reflect and research and create dialogue rather than just going into the dojo.
Yeah, and I
yeah.
think
You
I
know,
think that's also because there's so many good people now. Like you have to come correct if you're going to go to these large scale competitions. The
yeah,
competition is really steep.
yeah. I mean, cause I watch videos a lot, man. And Mike Tyson, when they interview Mike Tyson, he talks about how he would watch older fighters and know their fights. I said, "Phew, okay, I don't feel bad, man, because one of the best boxers in the world reflects and is a fan. Not only is he destroying dudes, but he sits back and he's a fan of the art. And I'm a fan of the art, man. I could watch dance all day. That I could watch it all day. You could just show me, and not just house. You can show me good breakers, good poppers, good hip hop dancers, good whackers, good vulgars. If anything dope, you just sand me down, I'm just taking it all in, man.
Yeah.
Who, on the note of teaching, can you shout out any of your current students? Who do you consider students right now, like actively that you might be teaching or educating? Can you shout out anybody, whether it's New York or around
My
the world,
crew,
anybody that you're connecting with?
my crew, crazy natives, and yeah, my crew, and then step fiends, man. And I don't think it's like a teacher student thing. As much as everybody's exchanging information. I might have a little bit more information than you because uh, they keep me on my toes, bro. Like I think real for me as a teacher, I give, because I'll give, and then somebody will do something dope with it. I'm like, oh, let me get some of that back. You know what I mean? You know the the members of uh of my crew, Crazy Natives. They like you got Tommy, you got Mariana, you got Mayu, Shango, Marcus, Alex, Erica. Erica, she went back to China. We had a guy that used to be in our crew, Jokey, who we're still really tight with him. You know, these dancers, I've watched them grow. When it's like nurturing a seed, man. It's like you just keep nourishing it because they'll have one little concept idea and then just keep, it's you could do foundation all day, all day, but when you see them with this little nugget, I'm just nurturing it, and then as they start growing into their style, then I'm looking at their style, I'm going, let me get a piece of that, and then I'm nourishing that, and then I'm doing, it's funny because if you look at your crew, Havoc Coral, because I see it in mine that everybody's style pours in and becomes the crew style. You know what I mean? So that, and then when you start to break it down, like, oh, this person did that, now we all do that. This person did that, and now we all do that. This person did that, but now we all do it. And then, we start to expand on it, and then you give it back to this dude, and then they expand, and you give it to this girl, and she expands on it. So man, that is for me, that's the purpose of a crew, to have this brain trust where you can exchange ideas. And dude, look at, and now I guess you have, with the advent of the super crew, which is still dope, which is like these different superheroes come together. It's like the Marvel movie where it's like the super crew, they're like, oh, but there's nothing better than watching an X-Men movie or whatever. But when everybody at the end of Endgame, it was like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers, everybody get like ah, but there was something to when you saw like the crew that you saw grow when Skill Methods started when Ground Zero just started to, and you would see them be, there was nothing better than that, and you could see how everybody in the crew was given
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah, yeah, then that's a good point, and I think you hear it a lot, that particular topic about super crew versus real crew. But I think on both sides, it's undeniable, like the journey that you see from a real crew And it sounds like you have that, like with Crazy Natives, and we speak of their names. I could just see like your face light up, and like you get hype about it, and it's second to none, bro. It really is. You can't compare it, and you can't compare that. You can't compare that journey and that lineage, and you see it being built. You know, like it's almost like when you see a super crew get together, you know what's gonna happen. You know, like it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be crazy. But it's like that unexpected factor, that wild card you get with the real crew. It's like, dang, I don't know what's about to happen. And then when it does pop off, it makes it that much sweeter.
For sure, man.
So you want to join our super crew? We're starting.
Yo, y'all cut up so hard, bro. Y'all got my homie Box. Y'all got Box.
Box,
y'all got
yeah,
Box.
man, Box, yeah,
oh my.
Yeah, that's my brother for life, man. Yeah, Box is one of the illest.
Yo, check out how he blew up my spot on Facebook. And he was like, "Yo, Crick, you know I had my first beer over your house." I'm like, dude, you know
Yeah, we're gonna us three in Box. We're gonna do a battle. Watch, we're gonna enter as a super crew, right? It's gonna be me, Cricket, Mario, and Box, bro. We're gonna go to UK champs. And we're gonna go to UK champs and battle us for watch.
I'm down.
Yo,
I need to come out of semi-retirement.
Yo, Box is that kid is he's the golden child, bro. Everything he does is golden, bro, and he's got younger dancers that he's inspiring in Philly that I'm seeing. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, we also got our Break Free Day battle coming up. I don't know if you saw, Crick, but we got an All Styles category in that, so we're doing a big online battle. I don't know if you've been able to see any recent online battles, but in light of everything going on, we are hosting that in July. We got 4 categories rocking, sponsored by Monster, but I'm excited to see the All Styles category. Hopefully you can tune in too and see, man. And it is free. We just opened it up free for everybody to join. We're giving away $750 for first place in the All Styles category. So if your crew, Crazy Natives, if they want to get down, if they want to see, we do our best to curate an authentic hip-hop environment online, even if it is online. So with our last battle that we did, we felt like we were able to do it, man. It felt like a real jam in a lot of ways, so we're looking forward to that in July. It'd be dope to see some of Crazy Natives get down.
Yeah, man. Tell your students, man, it's free to sign up, and it's going to be dope. We already have a lot of registers, that are signed up, so we're expecting some fire, for sure.
I'm going to love it, man.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's my sports, man. I don't watch sports, so when I see battles, that's like my sport. That's when I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I get amped.
Blood going. Makes you sit up straight and what? Yes, sir. So we always ask this to all guests, man, but like parting words, what are some to encapsulate words for the next generation? Like what would your advice be to an aspiring artist, whether it be a dancer, freestyle, breaking, whatever it be? What is like the one piece of advice you think that has stuck for you over your career, and what you would give out to the next generation?
I'll probably give them in 3. Explore. Always explore. Ask why. Don't be afraid to ask why. Even if you're pissing off everybody, who cares, man? Ask why. And then, damn, man, I was going to tip my tongue now. It's gone. Explore, ask why. Damn, I slipped my mind what I was going to say. I guess it must not have been that important, but explore and ask why, dude. And, oh, yeah, here it is. I know, I remember. Don't judge your dance by battles, because sometimes style over battles is important, because, in my opinion, battles is like battle, pound for pound. It's a numbers game. And that's easy. That's easy, bro. You just train to just, okay, it's the answer. Boom, boom, the answer. Boom, boom, you do this, I do this. But then you ask him, it's not nourishing. It's not as nourishing as when you have that style. When you have that style, that's when a person will do one move. They'll make one move. You'll do like 20 moves. This dancer that has a style will do 3 and you remember those 3 moves all night. Like the whole battle was whatever, but then that one dancer that came out, everybody remembers those 3 moves that they did. It just, people keep talking like, yo, remember that battle, blah, 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 his crew lost, but he came, those 3 runs he threw. That, I'm not saying that that's what you should go for, but the dancers that have that, it's more than, your style might not be ready yet, but don't, put that style out there, because I hate to see a lot of good dancers in wanting to win battles, they destroy this beautiful style that they've got growing that just might not be ready for battles yet, So, and I think that overshadows the other 2 things I was talking about, which is style is king, man. Style is king, and Mario knows, because our generation, man, style was king. If your style was garbage, you were garbage. You know what I mean? You could have all the moves in the world, but if your style was garbage, you were garbage. That's all.
Beautiful, man.
That's dope, man.
Thank you, Crick. I think I agree wholeheartedly, and I can speak on behalf of Havakoro to say that too, man. We're with you. You're a brother in arms when it comes to this dance, man, and it's a privilege anytime. I haven't talked to you in a while personally, so when Mario told me that you agreed to the podcast, I was super hyped, man. So much love from myself, all the Havakoro, and all the Break Free, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, Crick. And for people that are watching, man, contact us, man. Yes. Ask him questions.
Yes, all your questions.
He knows why.
Hit him up.
I've seen his note.
24/7. Hotline.
I've seen his notepad. It's filled with notes. He knows why.
24/7 Cricket
ask
hotline.
Him.
24/7, all hours of the day, every single day. Hit up our boy Cricket.
Ask him. DM him.
Yo,
he knows why.
Tone Bones, Tony Bones, El General of the sub teams he lives in your area, man. Y'all need to, check this man out, man. He got the jewels. Tone Bones got the jewels, man. Shouts out to sub teams and Tone Bones. Yikes.
Yes, sir. Our brother, thank you, Cricket.
Thanks, Craig.
Until next time, man. We'll connect when everything gets back to normal. We'll certainly link up physically, man, and get down just like we always do, bro.
Love you, bro.
Love you, Cricket.
Love you guys.
Peace, brother. Yes, thank you all for joining. What a special episode, man. That was dope. I think you can, if this is your first time seeing Cricket, I remember I personally, I didn't share this with him, but he came down for Havakoro anniversary. Yeah. And that was the first time I met him, but heard stories about him before. But there's just certain individuals that, that you're going to have a productive talk with them or an exchange, whether that be dancing or even just dialogue every single time. He's definitely one of them. So I feel blessed after that convo, man.
Oh, he's a super dope dude, and he's always willing to share. That's why I ask people, just ask him, man, because I literally have seen his notepad with notes about dance and everything, and that boy got some knowledge, man. Hit him up for sure.
Yes, sir. And on that note, Break Free Day, you heard us talk about that, man. We had a big announcement yesterday that we opened it up free to everybody, courtesy of Monster Energy. Shout out to Monster for stepping up in a big way and putting on for our community in these times, and donating the cash prize money that we're giving away and opening it up free for everybody to participate in Break Free Day. So we have about 2 weeks more of registration left in the youth, B-boy, B-girl, and all styles categories. So all you guys out there, register now, participate, share, because it's going down. Big opportunities, accessibility for dancers around the world, and you have opportunity to break free from home and battle. So looking forward to that.
Me too,
Specifically
man.
The All Styles, man. All Styles.
I'm excited because I'm a judge. I'm gonna be judging you.
You're gonna be judging y'all. Judge Judy, where's your gavel? Join us on Friday for Refresh Friday. Thank you guys for supporting. Shout out to MVP. Much love to MVP. Houston Media Source, our other sponsor. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Have you ever wanted to have your own TV show? We can make that happen at Houston Media Source. When you walk in the door, all you need is an idea. We have everything you need. Studios, cameras, lights, microphones, and more. All professional quality and state-of-the-art. Get started by attending one of our free orientation sessions every Monday at 6 p.m. at our studios at 410 Roberts near Minute Maid Park. Get more information online at hmstv.org. Make your voice heard with Houston Media Source.